Minecraft. 100 days. Hardcore. Island survival. Really cool stuff. It'll take every ounce of skill and luck to manage to survive for the next 100 days on this deserted island, and I'm already facing on the water, so cool.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I found myself shipwrecked on a deserted, tropical island of Isla Una Bunga. It's a custom-made map that ForgeLabs created and first attempted to do his 100-day survival video. Make sure to go check that video out first. Well, as soon as you're done with mine. But for now, we have to figure out how we're gonna stay alive in this modded Minecraft crazy island. I was already starting to find some new challenges in this mod pack. This tree was set on fire by lightning. One of the mods in this island includes insane weather events, and you might just get to see some of them. That's foreshadowing. Another mod on this island makes punching trees down with your hands impossible, because you know, that's kind of a dumb thing, Mojang. Seriously, go outside, kids. Try and punch down a tree. See what happens. Instead, in this mod pack, you need to farm flint by gathering up gravel, sharpen the flint on a rock, and then make a flint knife. With the flint knife, you can grab plant fibers to make string, so then use the string to make a flint hatchet, which took me a whole 3 days and basically had got me starving at the very beginning of the game. Hooray. This fish was looking at me funny, so I decided to jump him. After finally fighting the whole ocean, I got myself some fresh sushi. Yum, I guess. Then I started crafting my basic tools, and I also got myself a fishing rod. I spent the rest of the day just hanging out on the beach, fishing, and looking at the beautiful scenery. For all the terrible things that this island has, I gotta admit, it looks pretty amazing. I turned my extra string into wool, and then I turned that wool into a bed. And I started digging my first little hobbit hole base, because sleeping at night is like hardcore rule number 1 in Minecraft. Now that I had some food, I wanted to work on getting some iron armor. I started digging down, and I found some. Even found some diamonds. But I didn't have the iron pick yet, so I felt a little inadequate. Kind of embarrassed. I went home to go cook the iron, but I forgot another cool mod in this mod pack was thirst. So I had to run out at night. By the time I finally got to some water, I had 2 hearts, and it was salt water. I was also gonna have to resort to eating rotten meat and rat. You know what? It's not too bad. Kind of tastes like Taco Bell, in fact. What a great time to talk about this video sponsored Taco Bell. No. Ew. The next day, the sunrise greeted me as I went to go grab some fresh water. Cause you know your boy Captain's a thirsty thotty. And I decided I'd upgrade from Taco Bell to Joe's Crab Shack and got myself some crab legs. Next, I headed into the mine again, and I found this cool dude. See, you can't hold a light source in your hand and a shield at the same time. That makes fighting these guys in the caves a real pain. And after that, and eating rotting flesh, and a rat, and almost dying to thirst, I felt like I had earned these diamonds. Then on day 6 in the mine, I found another cool modded creature, the cosplaying furry, who was way too into his kink. I could tell from the smell that this one had been down here for quite a few weeks, and of course hadn't showered. He was already a lost cause, so I needed to mercy kill him. Poor virgin. He dropped an iron sword, which is pretty cool, so I guess the moral of the story is kill furries, get loot. Speaking of loot, I decided to try out another mod in this mod pack, a diamond halberd. It costs 4 diamonds, but it does 14 damage. On day 7, I grabbed some water. I could make an infinite water source for all them thirst traps. And I used my iron to craft some armor, and sadly, I was gonna have to start wearing pants. Boo. I started walking around outside, and look, I ran into your mom. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm not gonna do any more mom jokes. I know that was the last video's thing. I'm done. That was my last one. Then there are these guys. This is a poacher. They would shoot you on sight, and they kill everything on the island. And I decided right here, I knew my new enemy. I was gonna kill every poacher I saw. Day 8, I'd set out looking to kill some more poachers, and looking to see if I could find a clear area to start a real base. Then I found this. I mean, look how cool this is. Forge Labs made a massive lava crater on top of the volcano. I love this thing. Like, I couldn't type myself away. I spent the whole day here. Now, sadly, for all the cool mods that are in this mod pack, there's a lot. But one thing that it does lack is there's no sort of, like, volcano eruption thing. So, I decided to cause some eruptions myself. I only needed to mine a few blocks out of the way and let the lava start flowing. Then it did the rest. Soon, the whole tropical landscape was covered in fire and lava. The shaders made this lava look amazing. I mean, throughout the night, even in the day, the tropical landscape covered in flowing lava and palm trees set on fire. I mean, I'm kind of being a nerd here, but this is really cool. This whole volcanic eruption looks amazing. In fact, I spent a whole 3 days just watching the lava roll down the mountainside. The lava finally did hit the ocean, and so I needed to make a small bridge to get across, but I still think it looked pretty cool. And on day 10, I was looking around the lava flow and the beach where it landed. I decided this is where I wanted to make my base. I would finally have that sweet beach house to throw parties with all my friends when I found some. I built a mine and started making iron shovels to level out the beach. I spent another day making my wheat farm. Guys, seriously, don't do drugs. And then I spent the next day grabbing some diamonds. I made a new helmet, because your boy Captain's gotta have the freshest lids. And I was gonna need it too, because that night I found this undead whore, the likes of which I had never ever seen. Oh. Honestly, that was pretty easy. I mean, everything's pretty easy when you have this diamond halberd. Lucky day 13. I started setting the foundations for the house. I placed some support beams all the way up, and I grabbed some plant fibers for my bed, and I found this massive python. I decided I'd name it Big Richard. Thanks, Draco, for putting that one in the comments for the last video. Nice. Planted some more wheat, and placed some more stone, and by day 14, the base was starting to take shape. I decided I want a main room where I could live, and then a side room where I'd have all my utilities and my storage. I connected all of it to my mine, so that way it would be covered if I ever had to go out to it at night. This is still hardcore, remember? I know, I make it look easy. But oh crap, I spoke too soon. I could hear a storm coming, and I was just about to die. I got trapped in the corner by these zombies and the skeleton who brought me down to 1 heart, which is the closest I had ever gotten so far to dying in this run. I was so scared and worried about dying, I forgot about the storm. And now, on the morning of day 15, this bad boy hit land and hit hard. The high-speed hurricane winds really started sucking me. It was hard for me to even move at the beginning. I was getting sucked so hard. When I tried to jump, I almost got sucked off completely. I was being sucked so hard, my dudes. See, when the storm spawns in this mod pack, it heads directly towards where the player is when the storm spawns. Now luckily, I was trying to get a bed at night, so the storm spawned pretty far away from my house, and it didn't hit it. Because of that, this first major storm was just a close call. No damage was done. But there was definitely more sucking to come. On day 16, I finally made a bed, so I could sleep through the night and not have to fight those mobs. I decided to see what the storm damage really looked like. Look at this. A ton of dirt had been exposed and ripped away, and now there's just the stone at the bottom exposed. I knew if one of these storms had hit my house, it'd do a lot of damage. So I decided I wanted to make an extra layer of a buffer zone. First, I would need to finish the first floor. Haha. Look, creeper. I wanted to put up a quick roof and keep everything on the inside safe. I added some glass windows around the house so I could see if any of the storms were coming. I kicked this guy out because he smelled bad, and then I covered up the top of the base. On day 17, I found a random friend on the island, but after smelling him, I quickly realized he was just another furry. Sadly, I had to put him down. And, okay, listen to these sound effects. What is that? At the end of the day, I had the first floor finished and felt much safer about that big suck. I got the whole place super lit, my dudes, and was feeling pretty good about the setup so far. Day 18 was mostly spent building and securing the first floor and getting started on the second floor. But on day 19, I noticed something. The lava was moving on its own. I didn't break any blocks and make it flow this time. It turns out that the storm can move blocks and cause the lava to start flowing all by itself. Now the lava was getting a little bit too close, so that's fine. I started adding some things to the first floor on day 20. First of which was the infinite water source, aka my sweet jacuzzi. I also added some other things. Nightstands, little chair, table, you know, to look cool. On the 21st night, I went out to go kill some poachers, because they would drop fur for leather. And also, because I hate these guys. I need some more leather, so I decided I'd do some poaching of my own. Even though this grizzly bear was sleeping, I still had a super tough time killing it. And at the end of the day, man, I just kind of felt bad for doing this. I used all the leather I got and built up the Enchantment Library on the second floor. Yes, technically it's a library made out of the blood of innocent animals, but what do you want from me? It's hardcore. I'm desperate here. Then on day 23, I found this awesome dude. And all jokes aside, when I had originally watched Forge Lab's video on this island, he never said anything about these things. I was totally surprised to see these things. These are awesome, man. He looks so cool. I spent the entire day just hanging out with him. I got so distracted by him. I didn't even notice the next storm was coming. Before I knew it, I was once again up for some good suck. Started sucking up mobs all around me, and luckily it grabbed this guy. This is one of the most dangerous mobs in this mod pack, and it could have easily killed me if it had run into me that night. He had gotten pulled up into the storm, and I was thrown into a tree, and I knew if I had gotten pulled into the storm, I'd be pushed up into these mobs, and I'd have no way of running out. This time, the storm was different. It wasn't just pushing me around or grabbing me when I jumped. It was much bigger. It even looked bigger. I didn't even need to jump this time. It would just pull me right off the floor. This is what I call bad touch. I tried to get stuck in a tree again, but the storm just sucked me up again and again. I got lucky and was thrown towards the water. From there, I got far enough away so that the storm couldn't pull me up in the air anymore. Once again, I was free from the suck. Dude, look at this thing. The storm is huge. It's almost like 4 whole chunks big. So after that close brush with death, I changed my perspective. I decided life was precious, and I needed to save it. I found the sleeping cow. I could have easily killed it and grabbed some leather, but I decided I wasn't going to kill animals anymore. I ran home, and I thanked God that once again, I'd made it out alive, without any damage. Speaking of saving the animals, I decided even to spare this little guy. I'm naming him Edward, from Icon's comment in the last video. A rat is basically a pirate. I started killing more poachers for their fur and for their leather, and to finish the library. Plus it was fun, seriously, these guys suck. I stayed up all night fixing the balcony and adding a garden, and then I finally got started on the very top roof. I wanted to rush this through the night because I didn't want to get hit by a storm again. I wanted to have as many layers as I could. And also, I mean, come on, look at this. Look how cute this is. I'm just adorable. So I grabbed the last bits of fur. Finally, on day 26, I was looking good with a full enchantment table library. Okay, at this point I'm just kind of showing off. I didn't need this dark oak tree, nor the flowers, or the fancy lamps. I was just flexing on those poachers. Then, this happened. The gods of Isla Una Bunga saw my luxurious and gaudy house and decided to humble me. And this time I wasn't going to be able to avoid the storm. It was a bigger one, the biggest one yet. I tried to leave my house so the storm wouldn't run over to me, but by the time I'd seen it, it was too late. It was too strong, and it pulled me right up out of the water, and it trapped me up in the sky. I was helpless. The only thing I could do was just watch it take chunks of blocks out of my farm. And then it started to move up to the house, I hid on the first floor, where thankfully, I was safe. But I couldn't do anything as the storm ripped off at the top of my house. It was only a quarter of the way into my 100 days, and had already taken a real big beating. I had to figure out how to protect myself, and I had to do it fast. The next day, I looked over the damage, and while the farm was ruined and needed a ton of work, the rest of the house had only lost the roof and the top layers. So, I was smart to build that first. Okay, now I know I'm not supposed to kill animals, but come on, the snake's in my bedroom. Give me a break. The pieces that had been ripped off my house were scattered all over the island, so I wouldn't waste my time to go find them. I just started filling them in the best I could. I patched everything up pretty well, and there was no more lava rolling down the hill, so I felt like I recovered. On day 30, I went out to start finding some animals. I decided to start with a simple cow, since, you know, I already knew how to take care of that. I guess, crabs like wheat too. I have to say, with all these dangers on this crazy island, this is still one of the most beautiful Minecraft worlds I've ever played on. As night fell, I was even more determined to find a way to save its natural beauty. And I'd saved my first little animal. I started out day 32 by enchanting some of my diamond gear. I wanted to be as strong and as geared up as possible, since most of these animals I was going to try to save could have been hostile. I set out for the next few days, grabbing diamonds to finish up my full diamond set, and I'm not sure if the spawn rate for diamonds in this mod pack is decreased, but it definitely feels like it, because it took a long time to find some veins, and the veins I did find were really small. I had almost my full gear set, even though I was always missing pants. But I was done mining for a bit, and I decided to go release some of the lava. I spent a day or two finding where the lava was most likely to break free and start flowing if a storm hit, and I decided to prematurely let it flow. My thinking here was if I released the lava in a controlled way, then the storm wouldn't surprise me by releasing a ton of it when I wasn't ready for it, and threaten to destroy my lower layers of the base, where I had kept most of my loot. And also, let's just be real. This is fun. I just get to play with lava all day. Come on. This is cool, dude. However, in the process, I did this, so... yeah, oops. On day 40, I felt pretty safe from the storms and from the lava. And I finally found a huge diamond vein, and I crafted up those pants. On day 41, I decided that I wanted to enchant all of my diamond gear. I was going to need some XP. So, I spent the next few days building a fancy stone XP farm. This XP farm is the same design that I often use. It's the exact same design I used in my first video, so I'm just going to speed it up. Okay, quick side note, and shameless self-promotion. You definitely need to go check out that first video. That was my first ever 100 days of survival in Minecraft, and it explains how I got my start on my journey as a captain, before I became shipwrecked here. I've come a long way, to be sure. Day 47 and the XP farm was finally complete. Now I would have a good supply of gunpowder from the creepers, so I could use another one of the really cool mods in this mod pack. The rifle. Now I could use the poacher's weapon against them. I quickly made more ammo for my rifle, like the gun nut I was becoming, and I was finally feeling like this island was under my control. But unlike the poachers, I would only use this rifle on people. I would never use it on those cute little creatures. Like this guy. I'm gonna name him Cannonball. Thanks JTM for that comment. A solid name for a turtle, I think. On day 49, after being inspired by my little Cannonball, I decided to make some more protection for myself, and I made a diamond shield. Made myself some stairs too to go down to the mine. I'm getting fancy. And I finally made it all the way to day 50 without dying on hardcore Minecraft. I decided to celebrate my great achievement by shooting a poacher in the butt. Day 51 was more lava control. Man, this is so cool. I love this mod pack. And because it's me, you know I messed up and almost killed myself. I got myself trapped in a tree surrounded by lava. I had to jump out and almost fell in. Like, could you imagine if this is how my 100-day run ended? I just trapped myself in lava. This time the lava made it all the way to the sea without any of my help. It could have been dangerous. If the storm had let this go, this whole area would have been covered in lava. I don't think I'd be able to stop it. Day 52, I started my last lava release on the other side of my house, and it went into the night. This flow didn't make it all the way to the water, but it covered a much larger area. And by day 53, I was killing poachers left and right. I was fully diamond geared up with my rifle fully loaded with ammo. The lava was flowing all over the island, and the poacher body count was starting to mount up. It took me more than half of the 100 days to finally get powerful enough to feel safe on this island. But now, I was in control, so I felt it was time to start my next mega project. Day 54, it was time to save those animals. Mwah, kisses. I was gonna be a hero to the animals of this island. I was gonna save every last one of them. And, okay, look at this zebra. Like, I'm trying to get him home, and he falls asleep. Oh my, and I'm just dragging him by his neck. Oh god. Oh. Oh, this is so bad. This is not a good start. Okay, no, he's good, he's good. He's in, he's fine. Yeah, I think he'll wake up. He's fine, guys. Oh my god. He's fine. He's gonna be fine. Whew. That was too funny. Okay, on day 55, I knew I couldn't leave these poor little guys in a normal, vanilla Minecraft-style pen. Poachers would be able to shoot them, like this cool guy. I really do hate these guys. Also, the storm would be able to suck them up if they weren't covered up. So I decided I was going to build a huge barn underground so the storm couldn't touch them. I was going to build it out of glass because it'd be too heavy for the storm to pull up. Speaking of storm, I guess we're going to test this whole glass barn idea out. Okay, now, you're probably thinking, wow, Captain, you're so lucky. Another storm missed your house. But I guess my luck ran out. Because after spending 10 days getting glass and building this huge barn, one, I lost all my animals, so there's that. And two, this happened. Yeah, my save files had been deleted and the mod pack crashed. I lost all my progress. Okay. Now, basically I have two options. So I could go into creative, and I could build my base all over on a brand new world and just fake the rest of the video. Or I could do this. Start up a new world and build my base to the best of my memory. But instead of just giving myself back all my OP loot, I restarted the lava flow, and for all you viewers who want to see my house get destroyed by a storm, enjoy. I used a mod pack item, and I set a max level tornado directly onto my house. And there it is. The whole house was shredded. Even some of the bottom foundations had gotten ripped out. And I got super close to dying in the lava over and over again. I had no control over where I was going. The storm was ripping me around. I mean, look at this. I'm getting thrown up in the sky. I'm pretty much in outer space right here. Even though this mod pack crashed on me, this kind of stuff is so cool. Huge storms, lava flows. I decided I didn't want to start it over. I wanted you guys to see how cool the lava and the storm could be. And I wanted you guys to see what my base would look like when the storms got really bad. All that being said though, I still wanted to work towards my final goal. I was still going to save all the animals. But if I was going to do that, first I would need to get out of the storm without dying. Even though the world crashed and all this happened, I still hadn't taken a death. And I wasn't about to now. I got to the water and I decided to dig underground. So this way the storm couldn't suck me. Even if I wanted to go back to my base, I couldn't. Now it had a permanent storm over it. I barely clawed my way out of the huge disaster. Took one last look back at my old house, and I knew I needed to do something new if I wanted to finish this 100 days. I still had to survive for about 33 more days, and to be honest with you, The next few days are pretty much a repeat of the beginning of the video. It's just me getting my basic resources, flint, then iron, and a couple diamonds. So I'm just gonna skip ahead here. I got most of my gear back in about 10 days. I didn't have all the iron back, and I didn't have my house or the cool XP farm, but I didn't want to do a repeat of what I just did. I want to do something new. Around day 77, I was ready to get started on my final mega build. I found the perfect location in the middle of this bay, and I got started. I was going to save the animals, like I promised. But I was going to do it the captain's way. I was going to build a ship. But not just any ship. I was going to build the biggest ship ever.
Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the wellermen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
I managed to survive 100 days. Hardcore modded Minecraft for the first time ever. I managed to figure out some of the toughest RLcraft style mods. I managed to build a beautiful home and keep it safe through lava flows and tropical storms. And even though my game files were lost, and I didn't manage to save the animals this time, I managed to build a massive ark, all by hand, on a deserted island in hardcore modded Minecraft. Now my 100 days are over, but I've only just begun my quest to rescue 2 of each of all the animals on this island and get them safely into my ark. If you want to see me do another 100 days where I finish up the ship and I fill it with all kinds of crazy animals from this mod pack, make sure to comment below. Save the animals. I finally managed to survive 100 days of Minecraft, and I'm coming back for another 100.
The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may